If you're like me, you love a pretty tea towel, and you like to give tea towels as gifts because they're functional and they're pretty, and who can't use a good tea towel? But often when you give the gift of a tea towel, that's not the only thing. You're going to give something else as well. And especially when that's the case, it's great fun to use the tea towel as the wrapping for the other part of the gift. Using fabric squares as wrapping has been done in Japan and Korea for centuries. In Japan, it's called Furoshiki. In Korea, it's called Bojagi. And I'm sorry if I've mispronounced either of those words. And if you Google either of those terms, you'll find a variety of suggestions on how to practice this technique. But basically, what you do is open out your square and you take your object. This is a casserole dish that I need to give to my friend Lori. And because it's nice never to give somebody an empty dish, what say I put some bananas in there, because why not? Wrapping something like this in almost anything else would be really hard, but with a square tea towel, it's not hard at all. So I take the two corners on either side and bring those in. Leave the points out. There's my first ties. So I want to bring the far corners in, and I am paying attention to what's going on with these little gaps. All right, so here's these two. I want to tighten that down, and then these are my first two ties. Let's bring them in and tie that tight. And then you can, oops, turn those pretty, and then bring this up and tie it just like that. So I can either tie that down flat and it's very bow-like, or I can take these last little corners and tie a small knot out at the end to make a carrying handle. Nice. Now that's with a square tea towel. There are also rectangular tea towels, and one of the ways you can go about using a rectangular tea towel is to fold it in to make a square. And this is a smaller square, so you need to be wrapping a smaller gift. But what if you want to use the whole length of the rectangle? Well, I tried it with a pencil box, and what I'm doing here is taking the pencil box and pointing it to the corners. So it's not truly on a 45, it's on a different angle. And what I want to do is bring one corner up, and I'm going to wrap that around. And then I want to bring this corner up, but I don't want that point just flopping out there anywhere. So I'm going to fold this in so that when I bring the tea towel up, I've got a nice edge right there. And then I can gather up that end and gather up this end and bring these together, tuck that in, nice and tidy, and I can tie this. I want to tie this. These are just cute and they're functional. I grew up with wrapping paper that you throw away, and this is just a better idea. So for the first time in my life, I'm going to make a commitment to make reusable wrapping. I'll either use tea towels or scarves and make the cloth part of the gift, or I will cut or construct fabric squares that can either come back to me or that whoever receives the gift can keep in their wrapping stash to use again. I do hope you've enjoyed seeing this and that it's an idea that you can use in your own life from now on. So, thank you for watching, and may you give many beautiful, happy presents.